5 months. 5 months had gone by, and you would have thought Chase would have been used to it by now. The kissing and hugging, the cute giggles and laughs, the sight of them going out to enjoy a date or watch the stars under a blanket. All this time, and Chase still hated it. Oh, he pretended it didn't bother him when Marshall and Sky announced they were dating. He cheered for them publicly, but privately, he cursed and cried. When Marshall came to him for dating advice, he could have sabotaged him, but he didn't out of love for his friends. When Sky told him one patrol that being with Marshall was the best thing that ever happened to her, he didn't growl or yell, but calmly nodded. When the others said they were cute together and the town congratulated two of their heroes getting together, Chase just stood there, watching and hating every second of it. It should be me. That was the one thought that went through Chase's head during every single moment he saw them together. It should have been him. He loved Sky. He adored her. He wanted her more than anything in this world. And now she was Marshall's. He should be happy for them. They were his best friends. The three of them were Paw Patrol for a year before the others joined. It should be me. Should be what? Chase snapped out of his thoughts, turning away from the sight of Sky and Marshall playing tag. Looking towards Rocky, who was using a custom-made leaf sucker to pick up the autumn leaves, the recycling pup said, "You said it should be me. What do you mean?" I mean it should be me picking up the leaves. You do it all the time, so I should be a good friend and help you out," replied Chase quickly. "Oh, thanks, Chase." Rocky wiggled his body until the leaf sucker was off his back. "I needed a break anyway. I owe you one." Sure, replied Chase as he took it upon himself to put on the equipment. "Think you can tune up my police car this weekend? I think the brakes need work." "No problem. See you at supper," replied Rocky as he walked away. Chase grumbled as he got to work by activating the leaf sucker with a bark and started lowering his front body to reach down. While working, he kept his eye on Marshall and Sky, who had just tackled the Dalmatian and gave him a kiss. One that he replied with a passionate kiss of his own. The very sight of seeing his so-called best friend locking lips with the girl of his dreams made Chase want to walk over there and rip them off. He didn't want to admit it, but he knew deep in his heart it was his own fault. He kept his secret crush close to him for a long time. Nobody knew of it. Not Ryder, not the pups, and not even Marshall. He never once thought of the idea that one of his friends held feelings for Sky as well, especially his best friend. Marshall never once made it obvious that he had feelings for Sky, not in all the years they had been together. However, what hurt the most was Sky's feelings for Marshall. It hadn't just been a spur-on-the-moment thing. She confessed to having them for a long time. It had always been Marshall. Never Chase. Never him. He saw the two separate before kissing each other goodbye on the nose and heading in opposite ways. Marshall, with a big goofy smile on his face, walked over to Chase, who did his best to look normal and not express the utter rage he felt deep inside at the pup in front of him. "Hey Chase, I thought Rocky was doing the leaves. I thought I'd take over for him. You know, be a good friend and all," replied Chase with a lie. Marshall nodded. "That was nice of you. But then again, you're the nicest pup in the world." "Come on, I am not," whispered Chase, blushing. "No, I'm serious. You're always there to help us with anything," replied Marshall with a friendly lick on the cheek. "In fact, I owe you for helping me confess to Sky. If you didn't tell me to go for it and be brave." "Don't remind me," replied Chase in his head, but he continued to smile. "Well, I guess you can repay me by being the best pup at your wedding." Marshall quickly turned red and stuttered. Don't rush into things like that." Chase faked a laugh and slugged him a little extra hard on the shoulder. "Hey, I'm just kidding. I'm happy for you, Marshall." "Thanks, Chase. Hey, maybe I can repay the favor by helping you find a girl. Everest is still free," replied Marshall. Sorry, but she's not my type, replied Chase. The only one I ever wanted, you stole from me. Well, when you do find a girl, let me know. I'd be happy to help, replied Marshall with a loud yawn. I'm going to get some sleep before dinner. See you. Chase waved goodbye before scowling when Marshall wasn't looking. Damn it, I shouldn't be acting like this. They're my best friends in the whole world. I should be happy. But why can't I? He continued to suck up the leaves until his nose picked up his faint scent, indicating this was a place he buried something. There were technically scents all over the place, but this one made Chase pause. Something about this one was calling him. He took off the leaf sucker and decided to dig. In a few minutes, he found what it was and tilted his head. A dead hand? No, wait. He took it out with his teeth and spat it out. Isn't this that monkey's paw I got during the summer? He remembered because it was hard to forget the feeling of meeting that old dog that gave him the creeps. She said something about it granting wishes, but I don't... Wait. Chase paused and looked closely at it. One of the fingers, the pinky one, was folded. Didn't she say that a finger is folded when you made a wish? But I don't remember wish... Eyes widening, he realized he did make a wish while holding it. He wished Marshall would get together with his crush. The next day, Marshall confessed, and Sky returned his feelings. Could it be? Did the wish come true? No, that's impossible, said Chase, shaking his head. Wishes don't come true like that. It's just a coincidence. Yet, there was a thought in Chase's head. What if this did something? What if it made Marshall and Sky fall in love? Did that mean it wasn't real? If there was no choice involved, doesn't that mean it was forced to love? Was it all a lie? He stared at the monkey's paw, torn for what he should do. Chase ate his dinner fast and kept conversation to a minimum. Thankfully, nobody asked questions, and he was able to return to his pup house, saying he was turning in early. When he was sure nobody was looking, Chase ordered the pup house's door to be shut, leaving him alone. He stared at the monkey's paw that he hid inside before eating, wondering if he should use it again or not. Maybe I need to test it out? Give a wish and see if it comes true or not. He could wish for money to help the Paw Patrol pay for better gear and equipment. There was also getting superpowers to become a superhero to fight crime. He could ask for world peace and end all suffering around the world. Heck, I can even wish I was president. Yet the only thing that continued to linger in his head was his previous wish. Could I reverse it? If the magic of the paw brought his best friends together, could it separate them as well? Sky would be free to pursue again, but Marshall would be heartbroken. Do I have a right to do that to my best friend? He's so happy. He closed his eyes, growling. Damn it, what am I thinking? I can't do this. He couldn't, not to either of them. When it was way past midnight, Chase still couldn't put down the monkey's paw. It was like it was tempting him to use it in his mind. No matter what wish he wanted to do, all that went into his head was the idea of splitting Marshall and Sky apart. Deep down, he wanted to do it. However, he knew this was wrong in every level. Deciding to get some air, he put the monkey's paw down and decided to walk around the area for a bit. The moon was shining above his head as the sounds of his friends, snoring blissfully in their dreams, echoed in the area. He walked down to where the small pier they had was, only to see two figures already there. He quickly hid behind a bush and narrowed his eyes, focusing on the two figures that were none other than Sky and Marshall. He quietly sat there, watching them watch the sea before them. It's beautiful, replied Sky, sighing. Watching the moonlight water always makes me relaxed. It's even better having a beautiful pup like you to watch it with. replied Marshall, allowing Sky to nuzzle him. Hey, Sky? Yes? Asked the cockapoo, tilting her head. Why did you fall in love with a pup like me? Asked Marshall, rubbing his neck. I'm not exactly the bravest or the most balanced. Heck, I'm a nerd in some ways. Why didn't you fall for somebody like Chase? Sky paused in her thoughts before replying. To be honest, I kinda did have a thing for Chase early on. Chase's eyes widened. But it didn't seem like he was interested, replied Sky before smiling at her boyfriend. So I turned my attention to you. Plus, there are some traits you have that Chase doesn't. How? Besides pup foo and running, Chase is better at me in everything, replied Marshall, tilting his head. He doesn't have the kindness that you give, replied Sky, smiling. While Chase is passionate about being a leader and keeping everyone safe, you're passionate about keeping people happy and helping others outside of duty. You also have a smile that he doesn't. Sky sighed. I'm sure under Chase I would be happy, but I think with you, I would be happier. Sky, replied Marshall, smiling. I actually didn't think I could confess to you if it wasn't for Chase. He's a great friend. Yeah, he is, replied Sky, looking at the moon. I'm glad he helped us get together. We really owe him one. Maybe we could name a kid after him? Asked Marshall with a laugh, making Sky blush. I was kidding. I wouldn't mind, replied Sky, lowering her head but smiling. When we're older. Maybe. Chase slowly began to walk away. He didn't want to hear Marshall, embarrassing talking about how early it was to think that, or how Sky was just teasing him. He walked over back to his pup house and held out the monkey's paw in his paws. I wish Marshall and Sky were no longer together. And with that said, the second finger folded.